Welcome to the inaugural Armada Milcoms podcast with your host, Tom Withington at the controls. You say MIMO, I say MIMO, we all say multiple in, multiple out. This new communications technology has gained ground in recent years, but just what is MIMO and what contribution does it make to military communications? I'm delighted to be joined today by Jack Moore. He's Vice President of Business Development for US Special Operations Command and the US Army at Persistent Systems, a company specializing in MIMO technology. Jack, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Tom.
So let's start at the beginning. Just what is MIMO and how does it differ from standard radio communications?
Yeah, it's a great question. MIMO is a concept that Persistent System uses with its capabilities and proprietary technology that they've built into it all. But it's a method by which you can multiply the capacity of a radio link by using multiple transmissions and multiple antennas to receive and exploit multipath propagation of radio signals. The reason why that's important is because a single SISO, or single in, single out, has one path. It's directionally based on that. But Persistent Systems uses MIMO, so 3 radio chains, the ability to move through the environment and then connect on the back end on 3 separate antenna chains. And this maximizes the shared medium of the signals being available to the users and from the sender. And that increases the ability for data to move through the environment, whether it's jungle, subterranean, in the air, whatever environment that might be upsetting the signals that are available, communication systems have to pass through. We create a better opportunity for that data to be presented and sent and received by the users.
So what does this technology specifically offer from a military communications perspective?
It increases the ability for data to get through. You stop losing packets. You ensure, a high reliability of packet receipt. You allow more data to be pushed through. From a single antenna, you only have a single output to it all. But from a multiple antenna with a 3.3 or 10 watt chain available to it all, you can send greater amounts of data. You can ensure that the efficiency is there and throughput gains are maximized for the military. So data is king on the battlefield these days. We need to know where we are. We need to know where our friends are. We need video to support those things. We need to have sensors present data back. We use this capability to bring sensors to the edge to allow us to maximize the efficiencies and abilities of the soldiers in really the most difficult positions that they're in, specifically the dismounted soldier. When you move away from that very large platform that has greater watt outputs, has greater antennas, larger capacity throughput to it all, how do we ensure that we can keep that information flowing from the soldier inside the vehicle to when the soldier's on a fighting position outside of that vehicle? And that's how we do that with the MIMO technology.
So how widespread has MIMO's uptake been in the military?
In Persistent Systems' opinion, it's not very widespread. It's actually a concept that the military does not truly understand. Mobile ad hoc networking is a concept that's been coming out for the last 5 to 10 years. Mesh networking is a concept that's been out for many, many years, but people really don't understand the difference between the two. And that's been a very large portion of our time and energy is spent is educating people on the differences, because mesh networking is great for local area networking, but MAN-A is definitely something that people need to understand more and have the capacity to use, because it really allows them to have the dynamic ability to operate regardless of where they are across the globe.
And to round off, how do you see the technology developing in the future?
Well, I think as technology advances and processors get smaller, we're going to see MIMO, or as you say, MIMO, go from 3x3 to 4x4, 8x8. As technology decreases, the ability to increase capacity through creating more antenna chains, more signals to go out there to increase greater throughput and provide more capabilities to the users going forward. And that's our goal, is to continue to improve, make more systems that have better capacity and throughput to allow the operators, users to be successful on the battlefield with the data throughput requirements.
Jack, thanks so much for joining us.
Tom, really glad to be a part of this, and I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thanks again. If you'd like to find out more about MIMO, I'd recommend Dr. Jacob Sharany's Introduction to Wireless MIMO presentation that you can find via a Google search. And it's also worth visiting Persistent Systems' website at persistentsystems.com. There's also more Milcom news and analysis at armadainternational.com. But for now, that's all we've got time for. Thanks very much for listening.